Well, folks, welcome back to the Biba Frequency Podcast, and I'm very happy to be starting a new season. I don't know what this season's going to bring, but it is a season, as we are now in Ireland coming into my favourite season, which is autumn. I've invited on one of life's gifts to me. His name is nclawlor. He's a genius, and he will never acknowledge that, but he is a musical genius. He's also the father of our daughter Bonnie and my ex-husband and one of my dearest, closest, best friends. I hope you enjoy. NC, thanks for coming on. Niall's kindly come along today we're going to talk about art and spirituality.
Okay,
That suits you?
absolutely. It does. Being that they don't have any difference in my world. They're one and the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it's probably very similar for you.
Mm-hmm.
The creative awareness and creative practice is synonymous with spiritual endeavor. Would that be fair to say?
That would be fair to say.
Both are kind of a searching, a clinging, a revision, an awareness, an inspiration, often a frustration. Both are a mirror to the soul's very development.
That's right.
The cat just agreed.
He did. He just gave Niall a rub on
That's
it.
right, Moonstone. We're on the same page, you and I.
So what are you drinking there?
I'm drinking Earl Grey tea
Me too.
with a drop of milk
We're having Earl Grey tea.
and honey.
He likes his extra hot, so we put it in the microwave.
Extra hot so it burns the back of my throat.
Yeah, it's a little bit of suffering and everything.
Yeah. But I know I do like it. It's a cleanser.
Where do we begin, Niall?
Well, one of the quotes that I thought about this morning, I didn't want to think about anything too much, but was a quote that I'm really enamored with. I'm reading a book called Sculpting in Time by Tarkovsky, the Russian filmmaker. And on the back of that book, it says, it's a quote from his father, who was a Russian poet. And it says, conscience and awareness come before technique. So obviously that's quite a broad statement, but it's good instruction, I think, for any creator or anybody because we're all creators really, aren't we? Mm-hmm. From the minute we wake up, even when we're dreaming, we're creators, innocent when you sleep. But I think it points out the emphasis of conscience, your consciousness, and your awareness, that which you bring attention to, is way much more important than your skill level. So you could be Yo-Yo Ma on the cello, or you could be Vincent van Gogh with some brushes and paints, or whoever, it doesn't matter. But it's really your conscience and your awareness that are the most exciting toolkit you have if you want to be a creative artist.
Yeah.
And Tarkovsky was an early proponent, I suppose, especially in Russia, an early master of cinema. So it was a new medium.
Right.
And I think he knew on some level that was for him the only medium that incorporated language, sound, and vision all together, and philosophy.
Beautiful.
To make a philosophical statement, not just a creative statement.
Wow.
And his films, for want of a better word, would be imbued with a sort of deep, speculative, spiritual content. And that's why they're still so illuminating today.
Wow.
They're timeless, actually.
What a brilliant mind.
Beautiful mind, yeah. And a very practical man. So it's not all, the traditional suffering artist that's sweating, trying to claim inspiration from the sky somewhere. He was a very practical and pragmatic man. Mm-hmm. So he did a lot of practical things to pin the butterfly, to pin the idea, the beautiful idea. So fascinating artist. So that's where I started this morning. My mind was conscience and awareness are paramount to technique. So it's there that the alchemy can happen.
Hmm. And then there's doing it and getting on with it.
Yeah, which is increasingly overburdened by the habitual bullying of social media,
Yeah,
which is
it's true.
always trying to organize how you should achieve and how you can create a brilliant mind. The 5 a.m. club, the this course, that course, Jungian analysis course in conjunction with creative writing, in conjunction with modern dance, in conjunction with painting, and all of this kind of information that's supposed to be quite encouraging can be quite discouraging and overwhelming for an individual.
Yeah.
As helpful as it is, it can also be quite a hindrance. So I think, yeah, you start with your conscience and your awareness first, and then you create from there.
But aren't we consciousness and awareness itself?
We are, yeah, but we're also inhabited by, I'm going to borrow a Christian term, we're also inhabited by the demons of popular culture and cultural history and societal expectation.
Yeah.
So our conscious awareness often gets very cloudy and puts us into positions where we really need to retrieve what that means for us,
Yeah.
which can be many things to many different individuals.
So it's really a reflection of the soul's journey then in this life, this particular life that our awareness is in at this moment.
Yeah, I mean, what is it? It is that, and it's many other things too. And perhaps it isn't that. It's paradoxical. So there's no right or wrong in it. We are all awareness, whether we like it or not. That's one thing that we can all agree on. In this room, this cat's aware, is enjoying awareness. That plant, you and I. Some people would believe that even inanimate objects enjoy awareness. I sort of believe that they possibly do. So this is one thing we can't debate or argue about, that we are all awareness.
Yeah.
Um,
So for example, I was taking a photograph of someone yesterday, very beautiful woman, right? And she's just very beautiful. And I also know that in order for her to like the picture, I have to take it in a certain way. So my mind was aware of that. But how I work is I would normally just place her in a place where I felt that the light was most active and magical, and then I would take an image. But I was more aware of her, what she'd like, as opposed to what I think might be good.
mm,
My intuition. So well, I always work from intuition because I don't have the training, right? So, but I was aware that that was in the way. And I felt like it was working away then.
the intuition was in the way.
No, my mind thinking, oh, she'd like it this way.
Oh, so self-consciousness.
I was aware of her being self-conscious of the images.
Yeah, well, self-consciousness is sort of the death of spontaneity and creativity, isn't it?
Definitely.
So once you're self-conscious in any situation, it's game over for a millisecond or a minute or an hour or a day,
But it was like, it was foresight of self-consciousness that wasn't there in the moment. She wasn't self-conscious. I wasn't self-conscious, but I was aware she'll be self-conscious of these pictures when she sees them.
So your awareness brought you to a place
Yeah.
where you could speculate that there would be some.
But I didn't want to be there. I just wanted to take the picture.
Okay.
So you're talking about that actually, and I'm giving you a demonstration of that happened to me yesterday.
Yeah.
So when I work with you, for example, and I take pictures of you, I'm not aware of your response in the future to those images. It doesn't even come into my awareness. I'm just observing you and photographing you how I feel you. I'm photographing what I feel about you. But and that's kind of how it always going to get the best results. That's always going to get the best results. The moment my mind steps in and says, but like the way she's gorgeous and she like this, and how it looks in other pictures, it kind of is the death of it. Yeah.
Well, yeah, self-consciousness definitely inhibits progress.
Yeah.
Yeah, but self-consciousness is not a demon. To use that Christian phrase, it also can awaken for more in-depth awareness to a process.
Yeah.
So it's not a bad thing.
No, it's wonderful to spend time with somebody in that way, and they allow you to photograph them so openly, you know. It's just my inner process is like, because I haven't taken pictures of other people in ages. It's just you.
True, yeah.
Do you know what I mean? I'm so used to just photographing you. We have our own way of working.
That's right. Because I think there are probably different levels of expectation on that process from you and I,
Yeah.
that it's not necessarily a portrait in traditional sense of the word. So when you show me pictures that you've taken of me, well, I don't really see me. So I don't go, oh, look, I need a haircut, or I look 53 or something. I would be more see a character in
Yeah.
the picture that you've cast.
Yeah. Exactly.
So it's a different thing. But I guess if you're taking a picture of somebody that has expectations of how you represent them,
Yeah, exactly.
that's a whole different deal.
It's a whole different thing.
Yeah, that's like me playing Happy Birthday at a restaurant,
Yeah.
as opposed to playing an original composition.
Yeah.
Not quite like that, but
But
you know what I
it
mean.
is,
You know what
yeah,
I'm
it
driving
is.
at. That's
I
not at
do.
all like that, but you know what I mean.
It's not like that.
Well, it's nothing like that.
So let's talk a little bit about what we're up to.
Well, we began doing and there's already a large body of work.
There's a large,
But we began with a tabula rasa and a clean page, and we hadn't worked with photographs. I hadn't been the subject of your photographs since 2006, really. And
welcome.
and you expressed interest in developing a habitual photographic inquiry. And so we went out and we used what we had, which was me in various environments.
Yeah.
But then slowly what started to emerge was a sense of narrative, or possible narrative. Um, and what's beginning to emerge now is a definite theme. And the themes are something I think that had to be evolved. And they couldn't have been, right, we're going to make work about this.
Yeah.
Or we're going to make work that deals with that, or we're going to make work that specifically tackles this problem.
Yeah.
Or idea. So what's emerged has been something brilliant. It's been organic, and the work is allowed to breathe and offer up its own ideas and possibilities and potentials.
Yeah.
This is a great way of working, and it's very delicate, but it's wonderful.
It is. So it incorporates video, and it incorporates images, and it incorporates art and poetry and music and sound and all of your sound.
Yeah, and the good thing about it is one thing doesn't infringe on the other at the moment. So the sound serves the image serves the sound, the language, the writing assists both things, and both things assist that. So there's a sort of a continuity of wholeness to the project without us ever having sort of cast those particular fishing nets to get that. So basically, it's evolved, for want of a better word, organically.
Yeah, it has evolved, and working like that is very nice, because you just pick up your camera and go, "Wow, amazing what just happened."
It takes trust, right?
Oh yeah.
And in the creative arts, that's often something, certainly in my experience with myself, that I haven't had trust
Right.
in working on projects or working with ideas. And but in this sense, I have had nothing but trust, and the results are pretty astonishing.
What would you not trust, like, prior to our projects? Like, what do you mean you wouldn't trust?
Well, I went to art college many years ago.
Yeah.
And that was a time in the 1990s where everything was very postmodern and intellectual. I had no idea about it because I was uneducated.
Okay.
But I soon got to know. So it meant that every idea that you had was analyzed to death before it got born.
Whoa.
So this became a learned behavior of mine. So before I ever created, I'd kind of analytically go through, well, what could that mean? And what's the possibilities or potentialities of that piece of work? And the work wasn't even there. Now, that went on for 20 odd years.
Really?
So basically, it disabled me from working. And I think that happens to a lot of people. In simple terms, I was overthinking the creativity. And just to bring us back to where we're at, now I don't do that. Now, sure, I get an idea and say, what about the idea of this?
Yeah.
Like it's a scent that a dog might get. You sniff around, your tail wags, and you go, that's a really good turd I'm smelling. What does it belong to? Or that's a great branch or leaf, And then, wow, bingo. And so there's a lot of stuff between intuition and that old-fashioned word, feeling, untrendy word.
Untrendy.
Yeah, people don't like this word feeling,
they not?
but they like it a bit more than they used to, but they didn't used to like it, not in the 1990s.
Okay.
Everything was conceptual.
Okie dokie.
But now we're a bit over that, thankfully. So yeah, there's a multitude of different hints, guesses. I always like to say that making art's an act of faith, but that sounds very grandiose. But I am very grandiose.
Yeah, you are.
So I always think that making something's an act of faith, and an act of faith is to put trust in the unknown. So that's not like a sort of groovy word bender statement. It's actually true. You have to put some trust in the unknown and the unseen.
Yeah.
To make it manifest.
Yeah, and it does.
It does. Yeah.
If you trust, it just shows up beautifully, doesn't it?
Mm.
In ways that you couldn't have ever even thought about prior to that, no matter how skilled you are.
And it's very simple. It's not like there's a secret sauce to creativity. It's not like there's a way.
Okay.
And I would believe this actually in different aspects of traditional faith. There are many ways.
To what?
Doesn't matter at the minute, but there are many paths, and there's many pathless paths. And in creativity, there's multitudes of doors and doorways that you can knock on, enter, or kick down. You will always get a result. It's worth getting out of bed for.
Isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you want to go to bed easy at night and not have your mind plagued with unresolved ideas, it's worth getting out of bed and doing them.
Is your mind plagued with ideas?
It gets very excited, yeah. So I have to do several things to manage that.
Tell me.
Well, so currently I get up and I the first thing I like to do is I go onto a difficult instrument called the pedal steel guitar that requires an awful lot of the side of your brain that needs order and discipline.
Oh, right.
Okay. I don't know if that's the left or the right. I can't remember. But it requires that. So that tones the mind down. Then I go for a walk and I'll drink some coffee. And then I like to go to Mass, Catholic Mass, because I like to listen to the scripture, and I like the architecture, and I like the ritual, and I like this half an hour of a day where I am listening.
Yeah.
And I can be aware of my environment and what I'm listening to and how I interpret it. And then just the physical ritual of it really suits a part of me.
Yeah.
Because I don't have a very disciplined life, but this knocks the day into shape. And then immediately from there, I go and practice the piano, which is not my first instrument.
Okay.
So I don't know anything about that. But yet I practice it. And that has a very sort of, that unifies the physical with the mental, because it's a percussion instrument with melody and infinite possibilities. So I do that for an hour, sometimes two. Then I go and spend some time in nature.
Yeah.
And then I'll read, then I'll have a nap. But yeah, my mind is always, we call it mind, or my awareness is always quite excited.
Wow.
It's like a Labrador, golden retriever puppy, like what's next? Where's the dog treats? It's always looking. It could be hungry and haunting and harrowing and a pain. And I used to remedy that with red wine.
Right.
Try and tone it down, but that didn't work. It just amped it up.
Okay.
It gave me tremendous headaches the next day.
So you don't do that then anymore?
No, because I thought it was a way of curtailing a certain type of consciousness. And I realized what it was doing is it was creating its own antagonistic consciousness. It was actually making me face opposites that didn't exist.
Wow.
And,
wow.
And not seeing the potential of opposites. So it just didn't work, and it's nothing to do with it being a toxic substance or it being a substance that has a devastating history. It's just that doesn't work in consciousness.
Yeah.
Consciousness is vivid enough.
It is, yeah.
Yeah.
Isn't it?
Yeah, a cup of coffee too.
Yeah.
And then you're in a vivid state of awareness.
Yeah.
That's my experience anyway. Not everybody else's.
No, but that's a lot of things that you do to challenge yourself every morning.
There's been many years and days in my life where I've kind of not had that sort of routine, and it will change. Those things won't always be there. And I found that the sense of eternal time and space so overwhelming that I could be crushed by it. So I think it's not how you spend time, it's how you lean into time and allow time to lean into you, and time and you spend something together with it, eternity.
Wow.
But if you don't, if you get too hung up on how you're using your time or time management, or if you don't do anything with your time, both of those opposites can be really disturbing existentially to live in.
Horrible.
Yeah, a torture chamber, actually.
It is, yeah. That fight with time.
Yeah, I mean, if you ever see The Birdman of Alcatraz, Burt Lancaster, who's the man that's in prison for life, and his use of time.
I don't remember.
And it's not his use of time, it's how he inhabits awareness.
Right.
Yeah, he becomes very creative.
Does he?
Yeah, very creative. It's a true story. And it's more like not how you use your time, but how do you inhabit the gift of awareness.
Wow.
Mm.
That's a really nice way of looking at it, actually. It's more like an invitation as opposed to like, how long have I got left to do this thing?
I know, I'm laughing at that statement. And when have I got left?
How long have I got left?
Yeah.
Because I remember about 6 months ago, I was feeling so anxious because of time. And not like time in my life, but time in a day. Because I look at my calendar and there's so much in there, and I just want my calendar to be as empty as possible. I don't want it to be full, but there's things that I need to do and things that have to be done. So I'm thinking, but when am I going to just have downtime, time to just relax? And I noticed after a few weeks, it was this wheel of anxiousness, doing everything just to get it done. And I thought, hold on, what is this? This is something like I'm creating this momentum of catching time or something. Because I used to be able to kind of bend time. I used to actually really be able to stop time and just, it's something I could do. And then I realized, so it's not about outside here, because time doesn't really exist, although this body is on a time clock. So it does when you're in a body. And then I realized inside, I must be anxious about something. And the anxiousness is leaking into everything.
As it will.
And it's like bringing my awareness into everything. So the time thing. And then I realized that I am eternal and everything's already done and I don't need to worry about anything. And then it just stopped. Literally, it stopped.
Yeah.
It's like if you have the hamster in the glass bowl and he's running around the room in the plastic see-through ball. It's like if you're in one of those and you just go down a cliff and you just can't seem to stop it.
Yeah.
But then I just had a thought that actually, this isn't about not enough time. This is about my relationship with time.
Yeah. And then think if you go behind that curtain again, then you sort of see, well, it's not even my relationship with time. It's my relationship with awareness.
Yeah. Even better.
Yeah.
Even better.
So once you crack the nut of time, and then you step into like, what's my relationship with awareness? Not only does the responsibility become greater, but the invitation becomes more enlightening.
It does.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then things are a joy to do.
Yeah.
Yeah, a joy. Yeah, they're a joy to do. And then actually you realize that you don't need to do half of those things.
The doer. The doer and the doing.
Like that's also a societal pressure.
It is. It really is. I mean, it's not just the genealogy of doing. It lies within nature. I mean, the birds gather and they prepare.
Yeah.
I love this idea that people in the Bible it says, consider the birds, they weren't from nothing. They actually run quite a lot. They're workaholics, them birds. But they're quite joyous doing it, it seems, or appears.
Yeah.
Or at least that's just what they do. So we do need to be doing something.
Yeah.
To partake in the invitation of eternity or time.
Yeah.
Or awareness. And I think the human being likes doing stuff.
Yeah.
Give a man a job in prison and he's no longer a prisoner a lot of the time, But the bullying of I should be doing, or I could be doing, how many times do you hear people say, yeah, I'm going to do an online course so I can set up an online course that will develop my awareness to have another online course. What's doing that? And after that, I'm going to do a yoga class that, well, I should really go back to yoga. No, actually, I'm going to get a moleskin diary and then write down how many sea swims I'm going to do and then incorporate my breathing technique into my sea swim and then do yoga. Then I might get creative in time. And that's from a privileged mind.
Yeah.
If that's not from somebody that has to go to the factory or drive the number 9. That's from a mind of privilege. And look what it is, instantly imprisoned with the notion of time.
Instantly imprisoned with the notion of time.
Yeah.
Because no amount of moleskin diaries are going to help you.
Or try lattes or breathing exercises. Now, all those things are wonderful. I love moleskin. I don't. Lovely little.
Is it moleskin from an actual mole?
I don't think it is. But that's a whole other subject. But I've actually never thought about that. Is it moleskin or is it beaver?
It's beaver. Is that
beaver
why
diary? Yeah. No, I just remember having a hat that was made out of beaver felt, and I thought that's not right that I have that on my head. But yeah, time, awareness, and should, could, and creativity.
The beaver hat.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I have to say, I used to paint and I used to like painting and I could paint, and now I can't paint. It's just not there, the thing. And I was stressing for the last year as to why am I not painting? Why am I not producing something, making something? Like I don't just want to travel through this life and eat and then you've forgotten what you ate yesterday. Like I want to see stuff that I've made. I want evidence that I exist almost, right?
You want legacy then, is it?
Oh yeah. I know, but it's like I like making things, and sometimes I'm thinking, Jesus, man, you hear people, well, I'm doing this, and I've written a book, and I'm thinking,
well.
No, but I'm thinking you have used your time well. So, and I realize that why am I thinking I need to paint?
I think it's something else often with it that happens is I know I know many musicians that constantly antagonize themselves about writing.
Yeah. Is that just a kind of flirting with yourself?
It's to do with the self. I'm not writing. And then you go, writer's block. And you go, yeah. And then you go, okay, I heard there's a great online course about that. And then the online course, that shark's just dying to get your subscription. That shark has got his mouth wide open because they know all of the tropes and cliches about writer's block. You're tortured, you're lonely, you're not getting on with your partner, you can't sleep and all this kind of stuff. But it's really not that difficult.
The artist's way.
I mean, it's like everything else, isn't it? Like, if the sun's coming up in the morning, the light's already there. We don't have to go looking for light in our lives, really.
No.
We don't have to go to an ashram to look for light when the sun's just rising in the morning. It's already been said and done.
Yeah.
It's what we do with that. And as far as like writer's block or I'm not painting enough, I have a friend that literally is so miserable when he's not painting.
Really?
And I don't know if that friend is happier with the societal and romantic idea of being a painter.
That doesn't paint.
Yeah, or is he happy when he paints?
Right, okay.
Because I know for my nervous system, if I don't play the piano, it doesn't like it, my body.
Yeah.
But not my idea of being a piano player with hair flowing and waiting for inspiration. It's my body doesn't like the absence of performing that action. And I learned that from a dog. was looking after a dog called Max, and I thought, why does he like to go to the pet shop? And I buy a ball, and he puts the ball in his mouth, and he does that, and it squeaks, and then he destroys it, and then he goes home and sleeps. He just likes performing that action.
Okay.
And I thought, I'm the same actually with music. I just like to perform that action and play that.
Yeah.
And if I don't, something feels absent.
Wow.
And there's nothing mystical about that.
No, there's not. It's practical.
It's a very sort of punishing idea that one has writer's block and one isn't inspired. God bless you. You're not inspired. People made violins out of spoons in Auschwitz, and you're telling me you're not inspired. You know what I mean? It's how we frame it and assess it.
This is very, very good. And this is where creativity and spirituality become the one thing.
Yeah. Indivisible, yeah.
Yeah. Indivisible. It's a nice word.
Yeah, isn't it good?
Yeah. Indivisible. So, like, I could have a nice relationship with plants for a year, and that's equally as nice as painting something that I think is quite nice.
It's nourishing.
It's nourishing, yeah. So it doesn't have to be always, because what I'm saying is, like, I didn't know how to paint, and then I had a vision, and then I knew how to paint, and then I painted for 2 years, and I painted all these paintings, and now I don't know how to paint again.
Yeah, Gar said that about painting.
Did he?
I don't know the exact quote, but let's say it's something like this. I didn't know how to paint. And then when I learned how to paint, I couldn't paint. Okay. So let's say that to a spiritual level.
Yeah, let's.
I didn't know what something meant. So I was grasping its meaning. And as soon as I attained the meaning had gone.
Yeah.
Now that would be something the Buddhist community could talk about for a long time.
Yeah.
Grasping meaning, speculating. And that follows through with creativity. And this is not to disavow a person's sense of purpose in their creativity, but monkeys enjoy painting.
Yeah, elephants.
Painting is a beautiful high. It's enjoyed a high art status for such a long time that people elevate it. It's quite simple. The stuff's coming out the tube and it's going onto a flat surface and it creates an illusion.
Yeah.
Now, we can create an illusion with a stick in sand.
Yeah.
This is the same, performing the same action, but we elevate it to this grand status.
Right.
The same way we do filmmaking or composing.
Yeah.
There's to be a busker on the street. We don't go, wow, what a composer.
Yeah.
We think of a composer as a tortured artist like Beethoven.
Yeah.
Beautiful silver hair flowing in the wind romantically. So we elevate these things to a status that we think we possibly can't reach, and therefore we are bereft of the invitation to do them. And we call it, I don't have any inspiration.
Wow.
So we have to quickly contextualize what it is that we can do, what we like to do, and what's satisfying.
Yeah.
And hopefully meaningful for others.
Right.
Hopefully,
yeah. I like the way you've put that in. That's all very good. But I'm not talking about not being inspired. Like it's like you going home and you get up in the morning and you don't know how to play the piano. It's like, oh, but I played this tune yesterday.
Well, I don't, because I have a sort of a big problem with memory.
He's a musical genius.
No, but I would have it like I can't play the same. I now am teaching myself, but it's very hard to play the same thing the same way twice for me. All right. So then I beat myself up for about like a million years about that I wasn't a proper musician, because proper musicians now
they can repeat it.
Yeah, and I couldn't. It was always done a different way, which is like how a jazz musician I think does it. So I thought, well, there's an opposites going on there. And I thought, let's get practical about it. How can we contain the opposites? Let's not throw the baby out with the bathwater. Surely you can learn how to repeat the same thing twice. And there's another voice. No, but I'm not that kind of person. No, but I'm not that kind of musician. I'm not that kind of guitar player. And then I would say to myself, well, what are you then? What kind of person?
Yeah.
And put it to the test. And you'll find out that you usually can deal with your inferior function, if it's annoying you enough, quite well. So if you think, I am not that kind of photographer. I don't know about light. I don't know about tripods.
Yeah.
And it's bothering you. Well, if it bothers you that much, you will deal with that inferior function at some stage.
Yeah.
And you'll find it was actually quite simple.
Yeah.
It was your attitude towards it that was complicated.
Yeah, absolutely.
Um,
Your attitude or your lack of willingness to just be open enough to go and learn it.
yeah.
But you're saying, I remember once my brother came in and I was painting something and he said, "Do you see that painting? That painting is really sellable. You could actually like just paint that and it would paint, you put them in offices and buildings. It would just, it's the kind of painting everyone would like, right? Because you know my brother, he's got a great eye. He's a businessman. So,
Yeah.
but then inside, I looked at the painting and went, I don't remember painting that.
Mm.
Like, I don't know how I did that. Right. And then I thought, and then I felt really, but I couldn't produce another one of those if I tried because I don't actually remember painting that. Because if I was to paint, I'm just really in the moment and I'm not thinking about what it's going to look like. I'm just putting stuff together, like building a house. And so then I realized something, and this was really liberating. I realized that it can't be painted again.
Mm.
It can't be because I am in a state of, I'm in a state of flow, and I'm bringing in something through me, from me, or to me that's actually just meant to be for that exact moment. It's like creation moment, and that can't be stamped and stamped out in a you can get a print of it, let's say.
Mm.
But so I can't go back and paint that thing because I wasn't thinking about making that thing. That thing just showed up. And then I was like, that's really cool.
Yeah.
I actually left it in the garden for like a month
Yeah.
and it had all this effect. It was amazing.
Yeah. Lovely.
Yeah. And I remember looking at it one day and thinking, I made that.
Mm.
It kind of really struck me that I didn't make that. In my mind, had nothing to do with that piece of art. It was just pure flow.
That's great.
It's like Tesla getting the information from the the quantum field. All the information is just flying around up there. All the fish are swimming, all the ideas. And which one are you going to pull on? And I just happen to pull on that one, and you just happen to pull on that one. But I can't go up and catch that same fish because that same fish is not there anymore. It's already been created into 3D matter.
Mm.
So it helped me understand that I'm an intuitive artist. That's where I got that word from. It doesn't really mean anything, but it helps me understand that I can't. So if someone commissioned me to do a painting, I just get all nervous then.
Well, a few things come to mind there. Is the old saying, you can never step in a river the same way twice, which is a Taoist concept.
Okay.
Because the river's always flowing.
Well, that's exactly it.
And then there's the other thing that came into my mind was the commodification of artworks.
Yeah.
Like, that works, let's do more of them, let's sell them.
Yeah.
There's nothing wrong with making money, and it's enjoyable and beneficial.
Yeah.
If it's the driver of making work, it can become quite complicated.
Yeah.
But then there's the other lovely idea that you were expressing was the quantum field, and these ideas floating around and you catch them,
Yeah.
And then following up that, it's amazing how we always want to quantify the genealogy where these things have come from into our experience. We very rarely just accept them as they're upon arrival.
Yeah. Yeah.
We need to, well, that must have been from the divine source of the asserted will that was written.
Or that's from my skill.
Or it just arrived. And then you said you left it in the garden. Edward Monk used to do that. And he'd let nature take care of what he didn't take care of. And the painting would be something that he thought, did I do that?
Oh.
And you do want to be surprised.
But you're right, because nature did it.
Yeah.
That's right.
No, nature
co-created
with you.
Yeah.
Which took trust from you.
He invited it in.
Yeah. But it's amazing that we definitely always want to sort of quantify how something was done, so we might try it again. You don't do that with your photography, I noticed, though.
No.
You just show up.
Yeah.
Don't you? You just show up. You don't have a bag of moleskin diaries under your arm about ideas you want to express.
No.
You usually just, and even the tool of the thing, you're not a techie person. You go, want to see the lens on this. It is really a third eye for you.
Yeah.
It's something that puts critical distance between you and your body, your perception, and what it is you're experiencing and seeing.
Yeah.
And you capture that, and you never analyze it. You just work with it and enjoy it. And I think that's why photography, the medium, serves Biba, Logan very well.
Yeah, it does. That's the one.
It really is an instrument for you.
Tool.
It's a tool. So
I don't question it.
Yeah, and it doesn't need intellectual investigation or technical speculation.
No, I'm just mesmerized by how the light hits things.
Yeah, and this is what works about the work, you know?
Mm-hmm. Do you remember watching The Wizard of Oz for the first time? And the Technicolor and the characters and... Now, don't go into some brutal story of your child.
Why not?
Well, we can go. I'm inside the projector room of your mind, and I'm going, I shouldn't have said that.
No, but I don't remember. I tell you, I don't remember where or who I watched it with, but I remember being really disturbed by it.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, I wasn't.
And I thought, God, everything about this is so spooky. But it was the prevailing feeling of how I felt about being alive, that everything was happening to somebody else, and I didn't know how to get on board.
Oh.
I go, should I be fucking made of tin or straw? Would that make it easier to, you know?
Do I have a heart?
Is a nice wizard or is it a bad wizard? And what the hell's going to happen to Dorothy? Who's going to collect her? You know?
So you had an analyzing mind prior to going to art college.
I just had a worried mind.
A worried mind.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're.
I had a worried mind, but now I'm really glad you brought up The Wizard of Oz, because I think most of the questions are contained within it.
Okay.
About all the things we've been talking about today, and a lot of it, unfortunately and fortunately for the human mind, and let's stick with mind, we get to see at the end that it's all smoke and mirrors.
Yeah.
Which culturally, everything is smoke and mirrors. But beautifully, behind the smoke and mirrors is some eternal truths.
Yeah, exactly. It's true.
Go back to Go on the Monopoly board and have another look
and
around.
Don't collect €200.
But isn't it great?
Yeah, it is.
The pure bliss of life and an eternal flux. It's magic.
Isn't it?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. And, the paradoxical of nature of things is really good to lean into. The things that really piss you off and grind your gears have some very illuminating secrets in them. And there's some top people working with that and speaking about that.
Is there?
Yeah.
Like who?
I'm going to say something stupid.
No, say something stupid. There are always good things.
No, there's one, I'm trying to think of one guy I was listening to recently. He's got a really tremendous mind, but he's dedicated a lot of his space and time to developing his inquiry, Dr. Ian McGilchrist, who's wrote 2 books now. One called The Matter with Things, is his recent book, and one called The Master and His Emissary, which are about the 2 hemispheres of the brain.
Wow.
Now, it's too neurological and scientific for me to sit through it.
Okay.
But I do like the fact that the man is an addiction psychiatrist.
Is he?
And he's also a neurologist, and he's a philosopher, and he's a poet, and he's an author. He's put all these things together.
Wow, he's doing a lot of things.
And McGilchrist talks about the beauty of paradox. So it's not something you have to suffer. Not a mystery to be solved. No, not a problem to be solved, but a mystery to be enjoyed.
Yeah.
Now, you can apply that to anything.
Yeah.
Creative arts, romantic love.
Yeah.
Faith. The middle aisle of Aldi is not a problem to be solved. It's a mystery to be enjoyed. Why is there an anchor next to an anorak?
Yeah.
And why, more importantly, do I want it?
Both of them.
I'm going to bring the anchor home. And then next month I'll have a saxophone next to an outdoor light.
Are they selling canaries?
So, mystery to be enjoyed, not a problem to be solved. It's like so many things. Consciousness too.
So So, yeah, consciousness is something to be
Especially, let's calm down with consciousness. Everybody wants to nail that to the cross.
I know.
As if
What's going on with that?
As if all these saviors and people weren't enough to nail up to something. Now they want to pin consciousness to.
That's right.
Why?
Well, like I've been listening to some really interesting conversations, very briefly listening to them about these really intelligent people talking about consciousness. Do you think it's inside the body? And I'm like, you need to do something else with your time.
Yeah.
Because even that question itself, like, I mean, we can all think, is consciousness in your body? So, but moving on, how come there is a surge of the self-inquiry has become really distorted or something?
It's just plagued with a lot of over speculative, indulgent tapestry.
Like art.
Yeah. So it's become a cultural phenomena. And anything that becomes a cultural phenomena quickly becomes plagued and riddled with unnecessary information.
So you can go on social media and there's a million ads to tell you how to get into your consciousness.
Millions. And then there's millions of mystics from hundreds of thousands of years ago that knew it then, and now we know it now. What St. Teresa of Morea said about solitude, Carl Jung found out after he fired Jung, Freud, because Freud was wrong, and what Eckhart is saying about this, well, Deepak is not saying about that, and this is the God particles. Like, how the hell am I? I'm going to be overwhelmed.
With information.
The sun goes up to come down. That'll do. That'll do me.
But Bruce Lee was on it when he said, just be like water. Like Bruce Lee was probably one of the most.
Yeah. Some fat girl come along and say, well, what is water awareness or is it God awareness?
It's just his like, he's just this guy who was into discipline and living in a natural way. He didn't say anything to do with spirituality. He was just, if you want to learn how to live, just be like water.
Yeah. And I've always said, be like a dog. Be curious, grateful, humble, serving, and then aligned to the person, the master you love.
Like, what's that?
Well, just my experience of living with a very beautiful dog for 10 years taught me everything spiritually. I think that I'm probably still learning from.
Yeah, he did.
See, that's his tooth right there.
That's his tooth. That's his tooth. That's Gus's tooth.
It is, yeah.
You got that out of his head to put around your neck.
Well, the vet did, yeah.
When he died.
Yeah, I asked for it. And I'm not sure I should have done that, but I do like to have it there because, it's an amulet. Is that what an amulet is? It's a reminder.
It's a relic.
Yeah. So some symbolic things that remind you of.
So you've got Christ on the cross.
I do.
There's no Christ
There's
on
no Christ on it.
So that's Christian. They don't put Christ on the cross. They don't. They took Jesus, the Christian.
Down from it.
Yeah, he's not. He's risen.
They are. Yeah.
And you got Padre Pio.
I found it on the steps of where I came out from a sea swim one day, and
wow,
I really love it. He looks like a Dublin barista. He's got a big beard, and he looks like he's going to make you a flat white, spiritual.
Is that the day you had
white.
the epiphany? You found that?
Every day I have an epiphany, so I'd be covered. I'd be like Mr. T. I was to serve my epiphanies with chains. What you talking about?
Excellent. So Gus has got company.
Well, Gus, let's just go back to the lessons. So yeah, he was grateful, curious, loyal, compassionate. He didn't suffer fools, and he was always learning. So you could teach a dog, the old dog knew tricks. You could with Gus, and then him with me. So I kind of think if I can partake in my invitation to exist as he did, I think that would be enough. I don't need to know. It's none of my business, or as Woody Allen's mother would say, "What is it your business?" What everything means.
With the little girls.
Inappropriate.
Woody Allen.
Woody Allen.
Let's put him back in his mouth.
No, there was a great comedy thing where he says to his mom something really philosophical.
Do you like his movies?
I loved them when I was a teenager. I thought, who is this man? Because all I'd seen was Coronation Street and I think EastEnders.
Yeah.
And one night I stayed up late and Channel 4 was running and it was a whole other world,
Yeah.
And it was dark, black humor. I thought it was great. It was a game. changer
Yeah,
of television for me.
it was.
But I don't know about his moral universe,
Well,
as he likes to call it.
You don't need to know about his moral.
I know he did say that every artist creates their own moral universe, which I do believe a lot of artists would like to sort of think they do. Germaine Greer, the feminist,
Yeah.
likes to release books of prepubescent naked boys,
Really?
and nobody,
Black and white images.
yeah,
I saw them years ago.
of underage boys, and she's a mature feminist woman. So, there's a lot of top and tail in going with people's points of view on morality.
I feel like I'm at the bar in The Shining and you're the waiter. So
You've always been the gardener, Biba. Caretaker. You've always been the caretaker, Biba Logan. You've always been the podcaster. You will always be the podcast. Red Ram.
So when people what I would like to know what you would say to people who are on the hamster wheel of spirituality and they're chasing their own tail only to fall from glory again and again and again.
Well, in my experience, right, and it's before the internet, that there's nothing more zealous than a convert.
Yeah.
So if somebody's found one of many deities, they can't wait to tell you about it. And they can't wait to perhaps try to bring you into that shared form of awareness. This is the most gentle way I can put it.
Yeah.
But also it's a pain in the ass, isn't it?
Yeah.
If everybody can relate to a friend that has become a Krishna, a Christian, a Buddhist, or whatever. And it's usually in the very embryonic stages of their awakening that they want to share the most, where they haven't acquired the knowledge experience of the thing that they are celebrating. So I think just collectively, there is a renaissance of thinking or speculating an inquiry about things that have always been eternally present, and we're giving them new names. Joe, what's his name? I was going to call him Joe Desperado. Joe Desperado? What is his name?
Joe Desperado.
Yeah, now he's a wonderful thinker. I don't enjoy his talking.
Yeah.
And he's doing amazing work, I believe. But I don't think it's new. I just think it's been recontextualized. I don't mean rebranded or resold. I'm not trying to do a takedown of any of this stuff. But I do personally feel that a lot of us overcomplicate what is sort of eternally present in awareness anyway.
So, but he's able to relate to a certain group of people that like that work. They
like winners and they like success and they like to, these people think that even illness is sickness and organic decay as such. Becoming sick is somehow a defeat or a spiritual lesson that has not been properly.
How do you feel about that?
I feel very ambivalent towards that because I do believe that I'm going to just borrow the word supernatural healing can occur, but I also do believe and I celebrate the joyous, it's now autumn. I do like leaves going brown and red and falling to the earth and joining eternity. I don't see organic decay, cancer, as something as a spiritual punishment. I think that's connected to superstition that belongs to kind of middle-aged Christianity and things like that, and ideas of sin and expiation and ideas of missing the mark, which is where the word sin comes from in Sanskrit.
Well, if someone gets cancer.
Okay. So I've had some friends, I've lost lots of friends to that particular illness, disease, and quite recently. And I've spent time with people in hospital wards and in chemo and valuable time. And I don't think anybody is elected to suggest that somehow this disease was an opportunity that you missed to take on your spiritual journey. I think, like all things of the earth, we are organic. And organic decay or things occur. And we deal with it as gracefully as possible. And obviously the pharmaceutical companies do like to make money out of this and extend life and beyond.
Yeah, so stay there. So let's
Yeah.
say, for example, Joe Dispenza's doing these workshops where people are getting stage 4 cancers is cleaned up. It's not happening.
Wow.
Right. So how would you,
How do I?
interpret that?
Well, isn't that miraculous?
Yeah, but they don't say it's miraculous. They say it's like scientific. You just
I'm sure there's a lot of science. And
change the way you think.
Well, I think the mind definitely influences the body, but we can't demonize the mind if we don't heal ourselves. We can't demonize it as being something that we failed to do, because then it's as good as religions that we've thrown out many times, isn't it?
Yeah, like whipping yourself because you didn't get it right.
So I have a condition that if I don't take medication for it every day, I will go into a coma, a thyroidic coma.
I wish I had known that when we were married.
I'd love, and maybe one day I'll be able to kind of mentally repair my thyroid. But right now I have to use the medication, but I don't see it as a spiritual defeat, or I don't see it as a deficit of mind that I can't control my thyroid with my mind. Now, maybe when I'm 70, I'll learn how to do that. And I don't discount that people are doing it. My thing is, my bugbear or my beef with it, and I think quite naturally enough, is that when people are in pain and suffering, I think the last thing they need to hear is, well, you kind of should change your reality with your thoughts. So go down to a children's hospital and talk to those bold children that are surrounded by pipes. And, you can change your reality with your thoughts, right?
Yeah.
But that's very extreme, what I'm saying.
No,
this man Joe is inviting people.
And Joe and hundreds of other people.
No, he's inviting people who want to take that path, and they're sharing knowledge that seems to be coming from a very good place.
And these beings are showing up at these workshops, like actual, like huge, big blue beings.
Blue bouncers.
Blue bouncers are coming in and doing these healings. They're being seen.
Well, terrestrials, or is that it?
Light beings.
See, bringing other beings into the situation. It's like bringing past lives. I just kind of one life at a time, please.
Yeah.
But that's just me.
Yeah, because you have an amazing mind. Like your mind continuously fascinates me.
See, I don't need to meet a blue being on a mountain to be surprised. I can just go down to Spar, and there's probably going to be about 8 people that surprise me in there. And what will surprise me even more is my reaction to them.
Yeah. Yeah. I love how your mind works. I love it. There's no right or wrong. There's just different ways of living life.
I think so, yeah. I think it's really great, isn't it?
I like to play with all of it.
Yeah, and you're really good at bringing people from different... this is one of your skills, many skills, is that you're really good at cross-pollinating different people's lines of inquiry and different people's experiences. That's a real great gift.
Is it?
Yeah, because it enriches... There's the other great gift.
There's our daughter.
Bonnie.
Come on,
it enriches the reality in which people can inhabit.
Come and say hi.
Hey, Bon. How are you doing, sweetheart?
Come and say hi to our friends on the internet. We made this. This is we co-created this one, didn't we?
Yeah, the very best of us in one.
Yeah, she got it all. So this is Bonnie. Say hi, Bon. Hey. Yeah.
No, sweetheart.
We're waiting.
That's enough of my shite.
We're waiting for breakfast. Okay. I'll make breakfast. Bonnie's going to make breakfast. Well, thanks for coming on to chat and...
Just tell the viewers that no cells or particles were harmed in the making of this podcast. But we are going to go and sacrifice quite a few cats.
Oh, yes. We're going to definitely go and sacrifice cats. Thanks, Niall.
Thank you.